Hello my friends! Welcome to TianaMusic. Today we will talk about humor in music. We know that music represents different emotions, including the ability to make us smile and create a humorous mood. Such performances always succeed with the public because people like to laugh. Some composers named their composition a joke, scherzo, and humoresque. Let's talk about the great composers and their jokes in music. Ludwig van Beethoven composed a piece called Rage Over a Lost Penny. Once he lost his wallet, Beethoven got the idea to describe all the fuss, rage, and attempts to find his loss with the music. Beethoven decided to laugh instead of crying over a lost penny. That's a great attitude and an amusing piece. Camille Saint-Saëns, French composer, in his suite Carnival of the Animals, animals are very recognizable. Sometimes we can hear familiar melodies in a new humorous form. For example, he quotes the famous Offenbach's Can-Can dance. And the joke is that Saint-Saëns gave this dance to the turtle and made it much slower, as a turtle would dance it. The humor of this piece is that the exercises should be practiced in a classroom, but not on stage. Saint-Saëns also decorated his fossils with Mozart's and Rossini's famous themes. Joseph Haydn was full of joy and humor. In his Farewell Symphony No. 45, he left the audience in the hall in a complete darkness, while all the musicians just left the stage one by one. Another symphony is Surprise, No. 94. Imagine a second movement begins so quiet as someone is sneaking on the tiptoe so as not to wake up the audience, who have fallen asleep in comfortable chairs. And suddenly the thunderous chord is appeared with the participation of the entire orchestra and timpani. Boom! So everyone wakes up, but the music continues to sound quiet and delicate. People think that they just dreamed of the thunder. So Haydn begins with this surprise and continues to do so through the entire part, consisting of variations on a pretty simple theme. Johann Strauss, Polka, at the Hunt. The music sounds as a fast horse racing. We also hear hunting signals in the music. And suddenly the conductor pulls a gun and shoots it into the air. In fact, there is a gunshot registered in the music score. Noise and smoke are often at the hunt, but are not frequent in the classical music. That gives us a reason to smile. And there is another composer who wrote music for a non-musical instrument, Leroy Anderson. In those days, people typed on the typewriters that made specific and recognizable sounds. Anderson got inspired by that sound and wrote a musical joke typewriter solo with orchestra. And in the concert, we can still see this artifact on stage. A percussionist usually plays the solo with the orchestra accompaniment. Watching and listening to this piece is unforgettable. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. As much as he was a genius, he was also quite playful. He loved to make jokes both in life and in music. Mozart's musical joke, Sextet of Village Musicians, is also called Village Symphony. Even an unexperienced listener will notice some mistakes in harmony and rhythm. Sounds like some instruments play the wrong way or stumble. But that was a genius joke, and he wrote it down in the score. We can imagine a funny story about some musicians playing in an ensemble and two guest performers, amateur horn players from another village. And during the show they struggle and try to fit in, sometimes successfully, sometimes not. Another time when Mozart laughs in a vocal air that the opera diva was supposed to perform on a premiere. Everyone was delighted with her vocal range, but somehow she didn't get along with Mozart. He noticed her habit of lifting her head on high notes and lowering on low notes. A witty composer wrote a part in which high notes alternated with low notes very fast. During the performance of her aria, Prima had to nod her head so often that she looked like a hen pecking grain. Well, the joke was a success.